So it kind of dawned on me last night how a lot of us struggle with trying to make the right choice. But what does that even mean? Is it what your parents think? Is it what your friends talk about all the time? Or what the general standards are? Let's have a little chat about how you can almost always make the right choice, the one that's right for you, and how it's not selfish to choose. So let's get the biggest thing out the way first, and that is how there's no such thing as always making the right choice, okay? Because right is subjective, unless we're talking about directions, then obviously there's only one right. But when we're talking about making a choice, whatever it is that you do, it will never please everybody. But it's not about that either anyway. It's all about whether it's right for you. Because you might be told to do one thing, but you actually really want to do something else. You'll get told to go for a safe job and a guaranteed paycheck, but you want to start a business. Someone else might say how your relationships looks amazing online. You two look so happy together, but in reality, you know how much it's actually draining you and how toxic it is and how bad it is for your mental health. They don't know what's right for you. Just because it looks right to them doesn't mean that you should do it. And as well, you always have to remember that if you're always chasing or always choosing someone else's version of right, you will never find your own. So this brings me to the next thing, and I think it's the most important question you have to ask yourself every single time you're going to make a choice. Does this make me feel good? And I don't just mean temporarily, like eating a tube of ice cream or just smashing a whole pizza. I mean genuinely. Does this fulfill you? Does this align with who you are? Does it make you feel good? Of course, there are those things that won't. Maybe going to work, having to take care of certain things. They may not feel good, but you have to do them. Unfortunately, that's what it is. But there's a lot of choice that we have. There's choice of who we see. There's choice in what we do. There's choice in what we eat. Do they make you feel good or not? Ask yourself that question, always. Because if the answer is no, if possible, because obviously it's not every single time, like we mentioned, some things must be done. If possible, you drop it. If something feels heavy, if something drains your energy, if it doesn't bring you joy into your life, you need to get rid of it. You need to cut it loose because it's clearly not good for you. This is obviously much easier said than done. You know, I've been there before where I should have cut things off and I didn't. But over time, you learn, you face some setbacks, you get hurt, and you know, and then you drop it because protecting your peace and your mental health should be your number one priority. And just to reiterate that, what we said at the beginning of the video, choosing yourself is not selfish. I believe that it's actually the most responsible thing to do, because when you are at your 100%, that is when you can start helping others. That is when you can support them. That is when you can give yourself without the feeling of resentment or just feeling overwhelmed from having so much to do, speak to so many people and be in so many different places when you haven't even done, been or eaten the things that you wanted to. I genuinely do believe that people who are entitled or choose not to look after themselves get pretty bitter when the word self-care, self-love and things like that are mentioned. They absolutely love to label self-care or self-empowerment, whatever you want to really label it as selfish, because they think that whatever it is that you're doing isn't as important as them, as their needs, as what they want. When in reality, they probably wouldn't do the same for you. But like we said before, we cannot pour from an empty cup. We cannot help people before we help ourselves. Because when you constantly put other people first, you just end up feeling resentful and angry and tired. Of course, there's joy in helping certain people. There's joy in seeing other people do well. But I think that joy can only be achieved when you're at your fullest yourself. Because every single time you make that choice to fill your own cup, you make the choice that's the most right, because you're looking after yourself. And when you look after yourself, your hope and support is actually sustainable. I genuinely do believe that without that, you can't help others. Not properly anyway. And definitely not for an extended period of time. So next time you're facing a choice, big, small, easy, complicated, don't care. Ask yourself this question. Is this the right thing for me? Does this thing make me feel good? If the answer is no, then allow yourself to walk away. Or at the very least, give yourself the permission to think it over. It's not going to be easy. You probably won't be able to just do it just like that. And that's okay. And some people will probably judge you. Some people will walk away. Some will complain. But once again, that is absolutely okay. Because the right people will stay. And the right people will understand when you want to look after yourself. So there's no right choice for everyone. Every single person on this planet has differences in certain things. That just cannot be helped. The right choice for you is the one that makes you feel good. The one that's true to who you are. Choose yourself, fill your soul, and then share that with the world. I wish you the absolute best. Thank you for watching. and I'll see you next week.